In the spring of 2010, in Independence, Missouri, father, husband, and well-respected member of the community, Randy Stone, was found shot to death. He had been in the office of the family business. Notes for his errands and activities planned for his church sat on a notepad on the desk. As the community mourned and tried to make sense of his tragic death, rumors began circulating about who could have been responsible. And buried secrets, hidden for years, made their way to the surface. Today we're taking a look at a case that is as devastating as it is scandalous. Randy Stone and his future wife Teresa grew up together in Kansas City, Missouri. Both families were devoted Christians and active in the Baptist Church. After graduating from high school, Randy joined the United States Marine Corps. Returning home from duty in the spring of 1990, Randy had a particular young woman on his mind, Teresa. The couple began dating that March, and by October of that same year, they were married. A year later, they welcomed a son, Michael, and 2 years after that, they had a daughter, Miranda. Life for the Stones in Independence, Missouri appeared to be a pleasant one. They were embraced by the community at the New Hope Baptist Church and took part in its operations. Randy, who owned his own small insurance company, was the minister of records at the church. He oversaw the money and where it was going. Teresa sang in the choir and volunteered where she could. Through the Stones' many church activities, the couple grew close to the new pastor, David Love, who had arrived in his role at the relatively young age of 38. Pastor Love and his wife Kim had 3 children. After roughly 14 years of marriage, Teresa had been an active and loving stay-at-home mom for years. She had also joined Randy at the insurance office, supporting him with the family business. Randy was popular around town, and the Stones were well-known and loved members of the community. In 2004, Teresa announced that their family was growing again. She was pregnant. Michael and Miranda were approaching their teenage years, so the timing was a bit of a surprise. Adding to the unexpected nature of this happy accident was that Randy had agreed to a vasectomy years earlier. He should not have been able to have more children. Nonetheless, Randy remained loyal to his wife and assumed it was his child. Unfortunately, the joy would not continue. Teresa miscarried. In the aftermath, she struggled emotionally and sought support from her church. More specifically, Teresa sought the comfort and advice of the church pastor, David Love. Their counseling sessions increased, meeting unfailingly 2 to 3 times a week. Meanwhile, Teresa withdrew from Randy. She was distancing herself from her husband, behavior that Randy attributed to mourning for their lost child. He too sought the guidance and support of his pastor. The two began to meet every morning, discussing anything and everything, including the trials and joys of life. According to family, Randy admired Pastor Love. He even wrote in a self-help book that David Love was one of the most influential people in his life, an advisor and a close friend. Checks for missing money showed Brother Love's signature. On March 17, 2010, Randy sent Pastor Love an email. He said he did not agree with what the pastor was doing with the church's finances. The pastor would not admit any wrongdoing, but Randy resigned his position with the church. He did not take his allegations any further, but he did tell the pastor that he was removing his family from the congregation. 2 weeks later, on the 31st of March, Teresa arrived at the insurance office to find her husband on the floor behind his desk. There was blood, and he was non-responsive.
What's wrong with your husband?
Teresa told the 911 operator that there was blood coming from Randy's ear, but she characterized the injuries as a supposed accident. He must have fallen, she said. When police responded to the scene, they rapidly came to a different conclusion. Randy Stone had been shot, and he did not survive. Investigators found no sign of a struggle, and cash had been left on his desk. They quickly came to believe that this was not a robbery, but a homicide. The gunshot was point blank, and there was a spent casing from a .40 caliber pistol. They further determined that the gun that was used was his own. Usually the gun was kept locked away and accessible only to Randy. There is one other particularly notable clue. In the trash bin next to Teresa's desk, investigators pulled out a handful of torn-up pieces of paper. Assembling them back together, they revealed a note, or rather, a love letter. It was addressed to Teresa with the title, "Happy Birthday, Love." The text went on to state, "I am not in control of things yet, but when we are fully together, your birthday will always be exciting." The note was left unsigned, perhaps an indication that whoever wrote it would obviously be known to Teresa. But investigators knew immediately that Randy Stone was not the letter's author. A pad of paper on his desk with a series of small reminders displayed at a glance that his handwriting was not a match to the letter. So who was Teresa's admirer, and was this linked to the murder of Randy Stone? Police believe that the murderer was someone personally close to Randy. The circumstances suggested a targeted attack, not a random one. So they attended his funeral with audio recording equipment in hand. The killer was likely to be amongst those attending, and there was a chance that conversations, statements, or behaviors may reveal a lead. At the service, Pastor Love delivered a stirring eulogy. He empathized with the mourners' confusion and grief over the surprise loss of such a good man. We sit here today and we weep, not just because of the separation from our loved one, but because of all the questions that death brings. Questions like why? Why him? Why now? Without answers, death seems so cold. And the body here and all the flowers, the things gathered round, we say, but we anticipated he would grow old. We anticipated that we'd do more things together. What's with the word anticipation and death being swallowed up in victory? How could this be good at all? While the Stone family and the church community continued to grieve, police continued their investigation. This included, of course, speaking with everyone who had been close with Randy. When Teresa Stone first sat down with police, her demeanor was atypical. She was not behaving or responding in the way that law enforcement had come to expect from a grieving widow. Regardless, detectives were aware that appearances can be deceiving, and people can act strangely, particularly under extreme circumstances. But Teresa's demeanor was not the only red flag. She also provided law enforcement with an airtight alibi for the time period surrounding the murder. She recalled the details with miraculous clarity. She could recount her movements down to the minute. She could produce all of her receipts. And then, there was the question of the mysterious love letter. Sandra, it's about hey birthday and all that, so to speak. It's all part of, I totally forgot about it, to be honest with you. I just found it yesterday. I kinda had a secret admirer. It was left on my car door. I have a secret war. I don't know who yet. I've never gotten another note from him, ever. I have nothing, to hide, yet at all. Detectives asked Teresa more than once if she and her husband Randy were ever separated. She referenced a recent problem with pornography the couple worked through. Other than that, she described her nearly 20 years of marriage as joyful and happy. There was no evidence to directly implicate Teresa in her husband's death. At that point, there was only suspicious behavior. But there was more of this to come. Friend of Randy's, Robert Davis, told investigators that Teresa came to visit him the night of her husband's death. She appeared calm and collected, and only wanted to know about how to collect her husband's life insurance policy. Robert found it odd. It wasn't even 24 hours after Randy had been killed, he told investigators. Randy, in the insurance business himself, had taken out 2 policies, totaling approximately $800,000. Could this have been a motive for murder? Law enforcement later found that Randy had altered the beneficiary information on both policies, from his wife to his 2 children. They also discovered that Teresa was unaware of this change. Speaking with more friends of the Stones, investigators also caught wind of a curious rumor circulating around the New Hope Baptist Church. That Teresa Stone and Pastor Love were having an affair. Pastor Love kept seen at the crime. After Love had emerged at the crime scene shortly after emergency responders and the police. Of course he would be there, and someone known to be close to Randy and the Stone family. With brother Love. Police obtained a search warrant and found evidence on the pastor's computer, at least evidence of an affair. They found pictures and emails sent to Teresa about starting a life together. I long for the touch of your hand as you walk by, and the twinkle in your pretty blue eyes as you smile at me. You are my doll, he wrote. There were indications that the two planned to be married, the purchase of an engagement ring, wedding plans in a file, made to appear as if Teresa was compiling information for her daughter. In their correspondence, the lovers also addressed their relationships. David Love reminded Teresa Stone of the biblical King David, who orchestrated the death of Bathsheba's husband so he could take her as his wife. And God still blessed him, David told Teresa. Teresa replied, if God wants us to be together, God will make it happen. By the time Teresa sat down for another interview with detectives, they had uncovered and sorted through a seemingly endless pile of correspondence between the married lovers. 10 years worth, in fact. What we understand both admitted to there being an affair that had been going on for about 10 years. I thought he was a good father and husband, but maybe he wasn't a good husband, I don't know. While working through thousands of personal phone records, police discovered prepaid cell phones Teresa and David had used to communicate. These may have stayed under the radar if the couple had not also used them, on occasion, to phone directly to their regular phone lines. The phone data revealed more than just heartfelt text messages and wedding plans. On the morning of Randy Stone's murder, investigators discovered that the phone belonging to David Love pinged off of a tower only a few miles away from Randy's insurance office. Teresa received a text message which read, urgent, do not go to the office by yourself. Ignoring the instruction, Teresa arrived to find her husband, dead, on the office floor. Teresa Stone was confronted with the phone data and asked yet again about the torn love letter discovered in her trash bin. At first, Teresa claimed that the cell phones were only to hide her counseling sessions with the pastor. His wife Kim was uncomfortable with the amount of support her husband had given to Teresa over the years. By that time, investigators had uncovered too much incriminating information. She could no longer claim ignorance, though at first, she tried. That's not John. This was a planned. It was a planned, premeditated killing. And more than one person was involved. I have told you everything that happened on that day. Well, I'm telling you that I saw you. Not hold her lip. Teresa's excuses did not hold up. She crumbled under the pressure of questioning. The widow admitted to the affair, but insisted that David had nothing to do with the murder. Teresa also came clean on the sordid details, including her surprise pregnancy. Child, you became pregnant with David's child?
Yeah.
So they told Pluli. That's she a fee. Teresa told police that she had been wanting to braid off the affair for a lum train, but was afraid. She told family and friends that she let David Love give the eulogy at her husband's funeral because she was scared of his reaction if she refused. Then there was the 911 call. Investigators knew that David Love had texted a warning to Teresa before she arrived at the office. They also knew from phone records that 911 was not her first call after discovering her husband. First, she called her mother. On that call, Teresa was not confused about what had happened. She told her mother that Randy had been shot. Who told you that he'd been shot? How did you know he'd been shot? And why didn't you tell us? You're not being truthful with me. I didn't know He sent me a text. And he told me to do it. Say it. Teresa broke down and told police that David had come to her home later that night and in her bedroom had revealed everything to her. He told Teresa how he had entered the office, aimed, and fired. He said he walked to the office and it just aimed in Malak, so he said he called the traitor. In an attempt to capture Pastor Love, again making a confession to Teresa, the investigators had her place a call to her now former flame. The call was recorded. This is Teresa. Hi. We need the cause. Yes, now. I want to know why. You know what? Sir, refuse to admit. The pastor refused to admit anything over the phone, but he didn't need to. A Ford Taurus was seen driving in the area when the murder was thought to have taken place. Pastor Love had been driving his son's Taurus since he had received a DUI and could not drive it himself. His warning text message to Teresa and cell phone location data corroborated the subsequent confession to Teresa. It was more than enough for an arrest. The following is a few minutes of Teresa Stone's police interrogation, and you could clearly see from her reactions that she's not a grieving widow, rather a happy widow. This particular interrogation is a not all at all. It's just to give viewers a glimpse of what appeared to be a narcissist on full display. Take a look.
Should I call David and see if he'll come up? Yeah. I wish I had Joe's number. All the numbers that I need are at the office. Yeah. Oh, he's got everybody's number in his cell phone, but I can't get that. Nope. How is she? Yeah, well, I called the office is what I did. I didn't call the cell phone. Yeah, I texted him, but yeah, I already told him where I've been. I gave him all the text messages, all the phone times I called him. I know. Yeah. Yeah, I was. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. Well, I'll call David Ison real quick. Alright. Alright, okay, Mom. Alrighty, bye.
Need some airflow in these things. Hey.
I don't know, it's perfect in here.
Is it? Okay. Like I said, this is Detective Smedley. Hopefully this won't take long. This is Teresa. Her husband is Randy, who's at the office today. Teresa, we're here to get a formal statement. Again, I talked to you about a lot of stuff out there, but now we gotta get more detail what took place, because you know Randy better than we did, and you also know your lifestyle better than we do. So basically, Randy's your husband. How long have you been married?
Almost 19 and a half years.
Married 19 and a half years. Did you ever have any kind of separation time at all?
No, never.
Okay, 19 and a half.
Well, when we first got married, I guess, because he got activated for Desert Storm.
Oh, that's different. I'm saying.
Other, as far as arguments and fights and stuff,
Right.
or separation, no, never,
Okay.
never.
You have 2 kids in common?
Yes.
And that is? Who's
Michael
that?
and Miranda.
Michael and Miranda. Mike was in Florida in college?
Yes.
Is he making arrangements to get up here now?
Yeah, he's supposed to be leaving around 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. And Miranda, how old's Miranda?
She's 16.
You said Michael's 18?
Yes.
She's 16.
Yes.
And she goes to school at Tri-City?
Tri-City Christian School, yes.
Okay. This hopefully won't take too long.
That's okay.
I explained things to you pretty much when he was in the car, so.
That's fine.
Anybody else live with you guys besides you and your
No.
2 children and him?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. You said Randy was in the Marines?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when was that?
From 1986 to 1990.
Okay. And he was stationed in Hawaii?
Yeah. Lucky dog.
Hard life, yeah.
I know.
When did you guys get involved in insurance sales?
He's actually been in the business for 15 years.
Mhm.
We've been with farmers for, oh, good Lord. Oh. 27. I believe it would have been 13 years next month.
Wow. That's quite a long time. Where was your office at? Was it always there on Nolan, or
Yes.
was it all those years?
Yes.
You ever had any problems there at the office?
No, we've had over the years, we've had a few weird people walk by,
Yeah.
but most of the time it's when him and I are both there.
Okay.
But if he ever leaves, I always lock the door. I
Okay.
always keep the door locked.
Both bolts, deadbolt and the lock?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
I know when there were several offices around the corner from us, my mom almost got a purse stolen from her when she was just walking from her car into the beauty shop right around the corner
Okay.
from our office.
Yeah.
That was probably about 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
But other than that, no.
Okay.
Now, he's the actual agent, correct?
Yeah, he's the
And
agent.
you just assist him like with
I'm just
administrative,
I'm just the CSR.
okay. And
Well,
CSR
until just
is,
recently I got my
Customer
insurance
service
license, customer
representative.
service rep.
okay, customer service.
And then I just got my license a month ago. I just passed the insurance
Cool.
test because starting in May 1st, we were getting ready to go independent.
Okay.
He turned in his resignation from farmers
Mhm.
and we were gonna go independent and work out of our home for a year. That was our plans. We were gonna start from scratch again.
Wow.
Was there any issues with farmers? Why were you guys wanting to go independent?
Because farmers has raised their rates and we have lost over 800 households. And they kind of just took we just couldn't help out our clients anymore. They took a lot of stuff away from the agents that we were not able to do. So we prayed about it. We've been praying for this for about 2 years now.
Okay.
And we just felt like that this was the right time
Okay.
for us to do this.
How was your guys' business when before they changed everything? Everything was flourishing pretty good?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, we were still writing business and everything. It's just that, their rates just got really high.
Yeah.
And we were just losing good people, good,
Yeah.
honest people, good credit, pay their bills and stuff like that. So we just felt like that it was just time for us to move on and, have more of a variety for our clients,
Okay.
as
What
far as
kind of insurance company was it going to be called? Is it still for the farmers, or was it going to
No, it was a Stone Insurance Agency.
So you got your own name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, see, with farmers, we work for farmers, but it's our agency.
Right.
So that means we pay for everything. Farmers
Right.
don't pay for nothing. And so when farmers would buy our business back, they would pay us whatever our business was worth at the time.
Right.
And I don't know any of that stuff.
Okay.
Randy took care of all that.
All right. Well, he put his resignation in. You said, when was that? You got a call. Has it been a month ago?
No, he had to turn in a 90-day resignation.
So you had to do it before, so it'd be done by May 1st? Okay. Did he give you any ideas? When he resigns, do they buy the company back? Your guys' farmers that said it back, you said?
Yeah, they'll come in and take everything that we have.
Okay.
They'll take the office, they'll take the telephone number,
Wow.
they'll take all the files, they take everything.
Okay. And he never gave you an idea what that was going to be worth?
No, I
That's all we have.
That's okay. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
At one time, I don't know.
Okay. When you guys,
Sorry.
that's fine. You work for an insurance company, so it's a kind of odd thing to ask, but do you guys get your life insurance, auto insurance, and everything through the same company?
Yeah, we had everything through Farmers.
And it stayed that way, as far as you know?
Yes, yeah, because I pay the insurance bill, so I should
Yeah,
know.
that's what
He
I'm
wrote them
saying.
up and I paid them
Okay.
because they automatically come out of our account.
Did he
so.
have life insurance and stuff?
Yes, he was. His dad died when he was 52
Yeah.
of a heart attack, and that was right after Randy got into the insurance business and left his mom in a world of financial trouble.
Oh,
So he was bound and determined that if anything ever happened,
could be taken care of. You know, kind of policy, how much it was or anything?
I don't, because he has a lot. He has several different policies with Farmers, and my district manager knows about all that stuff.
Who's your
but
district manager?
His name is Robert,
Oh, shoot.
and I don't have his number. All
Oh,
the
that's okay.
numbers are in Randy's cell phone.
That's fine. We can always look it up.
I know his work number, but I don't know his cell number, and his cell number is the one that Randy always called him on.
No sweat. So, Randy, being the guy that he is, ex-Marine, now he's into his own business and his own, trying to thrive on his own. Financially, you guys are doing okay?
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to struggle because of well, we weren't really struggling, I guess, but it's tough when you have a kid in a Christian college
Right.
and you have another one in a Christian school,
Right.
and
And you're starting a new business on your own and all that?
our business with Farmers, we pay out everything. We pay
Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah.
We have our home stuff, but we weren't really struggling, but we
Just-
were just trying to be very careful.
Yeah, well,
And we were basically starting over, so it was gonna be very tough and very tight.
I understand.
But that's something that we were willing to do.
Yeah.
So you're not behind on any mortgage
No,
payments or
no.
car payments, anything like that?
No.
Not behind on anything?
No, absolutely
Speaking of
not.
mortgage, what's your address? Wow.
Yeah,
That's here in Independence?
yes, 64050.
Okay, and your cell phone? Okay. All right. What was Randy's cell phone? Cool.
What carrier is that?
AT&T,
AT&T?
sorry.
It's okay. So AT&T. Okay. Very close. I like the numbers.
He did that.
Cool.
He took care of me, he did everything.
Yeah.
I paid the bills.
What? How did Randy get along with his son?
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah. I mean, you know, they had their squabbles and stuff,
When he
but
got older.
yeah, well, more younger, but when they got older, they got really close.
Good.
Especially since he's been off to college, it's been kind of rough on Randy.
Yeah.
He's missed him very much.
Okay. What about your daughter? I've seen on Randy's computer screen she had little school issues, and he's still trying to help her out there.
Yeah. Sorry,
That's okay.
it's my mom. He is always trying to help Miranda
Okay.
because she struggles a little bit more than my son.
She's daddy's a girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's daddy's girl. She loves her daddy.
Okay. Well, Randy. What about Randy and you? Any issues? I mean, other than what you said, like normal
Yeah.
spats here or there.
No, we hardly ever fight.
Okay.
We hardly ever fight, and if we do, it's for like maybe 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and we're
Just nothing but a little steam off.
yeah. We used to argue a lot when we were younger, when we first got married. Of course, it's hard when when you're separated for a whole year of your first marriage, and
Yeah.
then your son is born the day after he gets back from the military, and
A lot of catching up to do.
but no, we were very much in love.
What about today? Let's go back to not even today. I asked you before, has there been any issues around the office or at home with anybody trying to maybe get themselves into the family, or also anybody gets like maybe a policyholder that's problems or anything like that?
No, and if they do have problems with policies or whatever, they normally do not call us. They always call our district manager.
Okay.
So now Randy he will know from our district manager calling Randy, but Randy really doesn't tell me a lot of that stuff
Okay.
because he doesn't want me to worry.
So you're not aware of any issues, any
No.
customers that would have been through Farmers that was having any issues with you or anything like that?
No, he didn't really share a lot of that stuff with me.
Let's start from the beginning today, okay? And let's go through going to the business and what times everyone arrived, and let's kind of walk our way through that, and we'll touch base on things again. But let's just start from the beginning. Your office is open Monday through Friday, or on weekends anytime?
Here's my schedule.
Okay,
I get in the office at 7:45 every day.
okay.
The office isn't open till 9. But I always open the blinds. I answer phone calls at 8 o'clock. Or whenever they start ringing, I answer the phone. That's just us. We don't let it go to voicemail.
Okay.
We just don't do that. He came in about,
You got there this morning,
I got there at 7:45. this morning.
7:45?
Yes.
Okay. No one outside, never encountered anyone going into the business?
No one came in except for Dave Eisen, and he came in a little after 8, and the door was still locked, because I keep the door locked until 9 o'clock.
Okay, and that's when Randy arrives?
No,
Or just when business opens?
Business opens at 9, so I
Right.
usually unlock the
Okay.
door, especially when I know that he's coming in soon. I usually, sometimes I even forget to unlock it, and he'll be at the front door, and I'll be like, oh crap, I left the door locked. When I'm there by myself, I always lock the door.
That's fine.
It's fine.
And He wants me to, so I always keep it locked. And if I don't recognize them, I know my clients. If I don't recognize them,
It stays locked.
I don't let them in.
So Dave Eisen, and we're talking Dave Eisen who works up at the police
Yes.
department.
Yes, he brought me a blank homicide report to fax to my son because my son needed it for his criminal justice class.
Okay.
So I called him yesterday and he said he would see what he could do and bring it by today if he could.
And how do you know Dave? Just curious.
We went to church
Okay.
for probably 15 years.
Okay. Same church that
Yes,
you're going to now?
same
So
church.
have you been going through that church now for 15 years?
I've been
or
going to New Hope for 30 years.
30 years. And New Hope is, where's that located at?
That is located off of Kentucky and
Whitney?
Whitney. Yes, thank you.
New Hope. Is that, what denomination is it?
Baptist.
Baptist, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you arrive, Dave comes in, he gets you the report for your son. This is shortly after 8.
Yes, this is shortly after 8. He leaves about 8:15. Now, I cannot tell you what time my husband called me. It's all on the caller ID at the office.
Okay.
Everything's on the caller ID at the office.
What time was your husband expected to arrive?
Well,
Or what time was he going to get there?
well, he normally gets up in the morning, he works out.
Okay.
And he normally gets in around 10 to 10:30.
Okay.
And that's about the time he arrived. this
So he got
morning.
there between 10, did he call you?
Oh yeah,
in
he
between
always
that time?
calls me. Oh, I talked to him from our home phone.
Okay, so what time?
Couple times.
You talked to him a couple times this morning then while you were there at the business?
Before he came in?
Before he
Yes,
came in, okay.
Yes, from the home and the cell.
What were the conversations about?
He was leaving to go on a run.
Okay,
I called him and he didn't answer because he was in the shower. So he called me back and I was just letting him know that a client of ours had called and they wanted to cancel their insurance. And they're really good friends of ours and we used to go to church with them, so they wanted to talk to Randy. So I gave them Randy's cell phone number. So Randy was just calling to let me know the situation over that, which it was no big deal, you know. And then he called me when he called me at 9, and I'm sorry, I could be wrong on this time.
that's fine.
He called me about 9:30 and said he was gonna go tan because we were getting ready to go to Florida to see my son. So he was going to tan because they opened at 9 o'clock. So I think he went around 9:30 to go tan. Call me.
Where's he tan at?
We tan at Aruba Sun, right off the 24 highway down by the Richards Sunfresh or whatever that is.
Yeah.
So he called me when he was on his way home. I mean, he calls me all the time.
Right.
We call each other all the time and let each other know exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
We always do. And so he called me on his way home, and he called me before he got in the shower. And I called him back, and he was in the shower. Well, he called me back and said that he was getting ready, and that he would be in, you know. And I think it was around 10:30.
Okay.
But he called me when he was on his way. So, and then he got there, and
Did you get any customers come in?
yes, we wrote up homeowners policy today.
Okay.
Prior to him getting there.
No, after he got there.
Okay, after he got there. So no one came actually into the business?
No one came into the office until Randy got there.
Okay, until Randy got there.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he left to go get lunch.
Do you remember the last name of the person that had the homeowner's policy? Or did they put any money down, or?
No.
Okay.
Mortgage company, so we just built a mortgage company, and it was an older guy. He actually owns he is the mortgage company
Okay.
on the home. So he was getting the insurance for the lady that is buying the house. So he was an older man. He was really very nice. And so after he left, Randy comes in my office and we just, you know, talk about business stuff, about what we're gonna do and what my day was gonna be for tomorrow. Cause I'm still training, going to another insurance company and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
still training on the computer. So, and then he decided that he was gonna go get us something to eat. So he left and we got something to eat about 12:30.
Okay.
And got back a little after 12:30. We ate and,
Where'd he go to eat at?
oh, he brought back McDonald's.
Oh, he brought back McDonald's?
Yes.
You know which McDonald's he went to? Just curious.
Let me think here, hold on. I'm trying to think of which way his car drove in. He went to the one on this side of Nolan. The one by the bread store on Nolan Road. That one right there. Across from the Quick Clean Car Wash or whatever that's called.
Okay, Nolan and Gudgel.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep forgetting the name of that street.
And so he left right around 12:30, got back shortly thereafter?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We ate at his desk, both of us, and we talked to my son on the phone while we were both there.
On his cell phone?
Yeah, I called him from my cell phone.
Okay.
To my son's cell phone, yeah,
Okay.
on my cell phone.
When were you guys leaving to go to Florida? What was that? When was that? What was your plans?
We were leaving next Thursday
Okay.
to go to Kentucky to visit my son's girlfriend's parents, which we're very close to.
Wow.
And then we were gonna get up the next morning and drive on into Florida to see Michael. We were gonna spend 5 days with him.
It's a long drive.
Yeah. 7 hours from here to Kentucky, 8.5 from Kentucky to Florida.
So, but nobody else came into the store, or your business, I should say.
No one came into the office. I left at 1:30.
Okay.
And
you said you left at 1:30 then, as if you guys had lunch.
yeah, I went to US Bank.
Right, and that's there on Nolan Road, right by the,
Yes, it's just right down the street from our office.
let me find it here, I wrote it down, I can't remember writing. Okay, yeah, US Bank on Nolan.
I went to the chiropractor.
Yeah, and what was his name?
Michael Pardun,
Yeah.
his wife even called me.
Pardun.
Yeah, Pardun.
That's right. He's in Blue Springs.
Yes.
What time was your appointment there?
Well, I was supposed to be there at 1:45 to fill out paperwork, and my appointment was actually at 2.
Okay,
But the bank was kind of slow, so I didn't actually get there till about 10 till.
that's fine.
But I called him and told him I was
That was your
leaving.
first time there, right?
Yes. Oh, first time where?
At the chiropractor?
Oh, no. We've gone to that chiropractor
Okay.
several times. About a year and a half almost.
So you left at 1:30, you went to US Bank. Did you make a deposit or withdrawal, or would you?
I just made a deposit.
Yeah.
Just our monthly deposit.
I'm trying to make you understand we're serious here. We're not playing games. I'm telling you that there is a prosecutor out there that is chomping at the bit to get involved in this thing. You know something that you're not telling me. You know more than what you're telling me, and I'm telling you.
I just want to know if you know who did it. Can you please tell me that?
We have our suspicions. And I'm telling you, probably within a few weeks, we're gonna know for sure. But by then, it's gonna be too late. If you're holding back, it's gonna be too late for you. It will be too late because it's, right now, like I said, I've already got people out here that honestly believe that you've been holding back and you have not told us everything that you know about this situation. And that in itself will get you charged in a court of law. On a case like this, anybody who does not cooperate fully and disclose everything that they know is subject to get drawn into this net. And those that are cooperative and fully honest and come to us and say, this is what happened. The first person that comes to that door, comes into this office and makes that statement, that is the person that gets consideration. That is the person that looks like they have a conscience. That is the person that looks like they actually care about what happened that day and they want justice and they're willing to accept responsibility. That is the person that is going to get back on the road to where they need to be, especially with their Lord. I'm telling you, if you know something and you don't confess now, I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to get through this.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Do you think he did it? Be honest with me.
I'm not here to talk about him right now.
No,
okay?
I need to know.
No, I need to talk about you. We'll talk about David when we need to talk about David. And we'll talk about other people that we're looking at. We'll talk about them when that time comes. And we're talking about you tonight. This is your time. It is your time to help us solve this crime. It is your time to tell me what you're not telling me.
I am telling you about these phones. And that's all I know about those phones. I know he bought this one because his wife found this one. Now, if he got this one back, I don't know. He didn't tell me that. He just told me not to call it. So I didn't. And I was trying to ignore him. I know he called my phone, but I wouldn't answer it. I didn't want to talk to him. I wanted to start over with my life.
This was, tell me again, this time be truthful. Tell me what was the nature of your relationship with David, truly. If you can't even do that much, I can't help you, Teresa. If you can't even be honest about that, I cannot help you.
Well, obviously he was in love.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I was at one point.
How long ago?
Just recently. Probably a couple weeks ago. No, well, probably about a month ago.
Mm-hmm. About a month ago you felt like you were in love?
No. A month ago, I wanted it to end.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to start my life fresh with Randy.
Okay. Let's back up.
Okay.
I need to know.
Oh, 9 years ago.
Well, I need to know what kind of things have been going on between you and him before you decided that you wanted to put an end to this thing. Because I know it wasn't just phone calls. Couldn't have been. If we're gonna get these people off my butt, these people that want to get you indicted, you're gonna have to share. You're gonna have to show that you can be completely honest when the hard questions are.
And if you talk to him,
What if I talk to him? When I talk to him, it's gonna go down just about the way it's gone down with you. There's not gonna be much difference. I'm gonna ask him straight up questions, and if I think he's lying to me, I'm gonna call him on it. And that's the way it's gonna be. I don't treat anybody differently. I'm calling it on you, I'm calling you. I don't think that you're not being truthful with me about the nature of your relationship. And it's important.
Do you understand that I'm scared?
I understand you're scared. And if you tell me why you're scared, what exactly scares you, I will try to help you. We'll get through this. Because when you say you're scared, I need to know exactly what is it that scares you. Because if that's what's keeping us from getting to the truth tonight, we need to take care of that. And we will. What scares you? You can talk to me, and you're going to feel better after, I'm telling you, you're going to feel better after you talk to
I
me.
just don't want this to get out to anybody.
I'm telling you, we're not going to wave red flags and tell the world, okay? Teresa, I already know what you're going to say, but I have to hear it from you. I have to hear it from you.
Yes, we had sex.
Okay?
And you know that.
I know that. I know that. And you know what? I'm not going to judge you for that. Okay? Do you think that you're the only one that's gotten in that kind of position before?
I just never thought it would ever happen to me.
Well, and you know what I think? I think probably it was David's doing. He's the pastor of your church.
I
He
know.
is the leader. He is supposed to be taking care of his people,
I know.
and he didn't take care of you. He violated everything that he stood for in that church when he started pursuing you. You know? And I'm sure, and I've talked to him, and I've talked to a bunch of other people, and they say that man can really be convincing. I mean, he is slick.
I
And
know
he
my
used
husband
those-
has said the same thing.
he used his skills to be able, once again, to turn you away from your values and what means the most to you. And he did that. Okay. How long has this been going on?
10 years.
Okay. So this affair's been going on for off and on, or pretty steady?
No, it's been off and on.
Off and on? for
Every
10
time I
years?
try to stop it, he always makes me feel, I don't know.
What are your feelings? What are your feelings for him? Obviously, you had some feelings for him, or this wouldn't go on.
I
like
did.
that, right?
I did.
Okay. So you were in love with him. This must have been hard on him. The fact that you were leaving the church. That you had told him that you don't want him. You gave him his phone back, right? You gave him his phone back. You were trying to knock it off, trying to stop it. When he came into that office, is that what that was about? Did he come in there and tell Randy that you guys had been together?
No,
Did that ever come up?
no.
Okay. So that didn't come up. He was just telling you about this Bruner guy.
He was telling Randy about it because he was tired of other guys trying to come on to me.
Okay.
Because,
David was tired
Yeah.
of other guys coming on to you?
Mhm.
All right.
because I would tell him, and I probably shouldn't have. I just wanted to start afresh. I wanted it to end. I tried to end it a couple of times before. Actually, last year, I tried to stop it.
Okay.
And I wouldn't.
How did he take it?
Not very well.
Tell me about it.
Well, he's not really an angry person. He doesn't get angry,
Mm-hmm.
but he just wasn't happy.
What did he say?
He said, I understand, because I just told him. I told him, I said, this is not right. This is not what we're supposed to do.
Mhm.
This is not what God wants for us. This is not the way it's supposed to be. And I don't even remember what he said.
And where was that? Was that at the church?
Yeah, I was in the kitchen.
And how long ago was it?
It was August of last year, actually.
August of last year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he keeps kind of throwing it up in my face.
Okay. So that's about the time he bought this track phone. So how did he end up giving it back to you, and y'all continue to communicate?
Because he just kind of slid in there again and kind of made me feel bad, I guess.
Okay. So this, as you're describing it to me, this is pretty involved with David.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
More than I wanted it to be.
David wrote in his letter here, let's see. there's a line in here. I'm not in control of things yet, but when we are fully together, our birthdays will be exciting, blah, blah. What's that mean? I'm not in control yet, but when we are fully together,
I don't know.
what do you think it means when you read that? I'm
Maybe
not
he
in
had
control
something in his-
yet.
Maybe he had something in mind.
Did he ever talk to you about anything he had in mind?
No. I always told him, if God wants us to be together,
Mhm.
then he will put us together. I always told him that.
After a search warrant had been issued on David Love's home, followed by his church, he left Missouri and moved to South Carolina. He was arrested there in November 2010 after a Jackson County grand jury indicted him on charges of first-degree murder and armed criminal action. After only a few hours behind bars, David Love placed a call to his wife, Kim. His affair was a poorly kept secret, and his wife seemed to be well aware of what her husband had been up to. On the call, she asked him repeatedly about the murder charge. Did you do it? The pastor would have been aware that the call was being recorded. Again, he said nothing. But what Kim did not know was that Randy was not the only target in Teresa and David's plans for a new life together. In the weeks following the murder, Teresa had confessed to another pastor, whom she trusted in West Virginia, that the plan was left unfinished. They had also discussed killing Kim. David Love had proposed that he break his wife's neck, then place her in a car and roll her down a hill to stage an accident. Free of their spouses, they would collect Randy's life insurance, pay David Love's debts, and start a new life together. In November 2011, facing a mountain of evidence pointing to his guilt, the 51-year-old pastor took a plea deal for second-degree murder. Mr. Love took accountability for his actions. The family did not have to go through the trials and the rigors of that, but they were able to hear Mr. Love and take accountability, so that is a good outcome. Are focusing on that second case, and that will restrict us from what questions we can answer this morning. Justice has yet to be served on that case, and we intend to see justice served across the board. The case against Teresa as a co-conspirator in Randy's murder continued to build after the pastor admitted his guilt. And several months later, in the spring of 2012, Teresa Stone also gave her confession. For the Stone family, particularly his mother, Clara, it was a harder pill to swallow. Teresa had been family. It's kind of like she was a split personality type. You know, that's not the Teresa I knew. And we kept saying, no, she couldn't. We was in denial for a very long time. I love Teresa. But I just wanted her at least get enough time to sit there and think, was it worth it? You know, why not just get a divorce? At least I'd have my son, and the kids would have their father. Teresa pled guilty to conspiracy to commit murder, a Class B felony that would carry a sentence of 5 to 15 years. This potential term was not nearly enough for some of Randy's loved ones. This woman takes my cousin's life, a Christian, a good man, and that took my 10 years. I just don't understand the law. I personally believe that she's the one who left the door unlocked. Look, future love know where the gun was at, so she had a lot to do with it. The extent of what Teresa knew and how much she contributed to the plot to kill her husband was revealed at her sentencing hearing. She's weighted by her own greed and by her own gain. She wanted the perfect life with David Love, no matter the cost. She had admitted to telling David Love where and how to access Randy's gun. Her correspondence with the pastor was also submitted for consideration. Talk about Randy's guns, who talk about taking care of Randy so that they could be together, would use a verb. It's like one shot to the head to take care of things. Teresa's two children, Michael and Miranda, both spoke on their mother's behalf. These calls for mercy likely held more sway than those made by Teresa herself. We need her. I can't stand the thought of losing my mom after I've already lost my dad. It's 2 years. We've grown amazingly closer as a family. And me and my sister both need her very much. That was extremely hard. But losing my mom would be harder. You do anything to change that. Change. You today. So mercy. But my case, I will do. Teresa's Hansen 8. 8 year. Teresa was granted an 8-year prison sentence. David Love is currently serving a life sentence. He will be eligible for parole in 2036. His wife Kim divorced him and remarried. She has stated that she holds no animosity towards either her ex-husband or Teresa Stone. She has moved on. Teresa has since been released from prison. She is reported to be living in the Kansas City area with a new partner. Randy Stone is remembered as an honorable Marine, a loving family man, and a faithful member of New Hope Baptist Church.